By the time the triplets, Halima, Salima, and Zara, reached 22, they had the kind of beauty that made men forget how to breathe. Tall, poised, their green eyes glowing in sunlight. They moved like wind, spoke like rivers. But the triplets had one secret, a rule that followed them from childhood into womanhood. They never ate palm oil, not yam with oil, not soup with red oil shining on top. Nothing red. It was their law, their taboo. Not many people knew about this until marriage came close. Halima was the first to find love. His name was Tiga, a man from the city, calm like evening breeze, handsome, worked in the state ministry. Their love was soft, quiet, steady. When he held her hand, she smiled. When she looked at him, his heart beat fast. The town rejoiced when he asked her to marry him. Drums beat, women danced, children clapped. One afternoon, as they sat together planning their wedding, Halima spoke softly. "I have one condition," Halima said. "I don't eat anything made with palm oil. Ever." Tega laughed, thinking it was a joke. "Are you afraid of cholesterol?" he asked, still smiling. She shook her head. Her eyes were serious. "No, it is spiritual. If I eat it, something will happen." The laughter died from his face. "You mean you will not eat my mother's oha soup? Or her bitter leaf? Or her ofe aku?" She nodded slowly. Silence sat between them. Then his voice rose. "So, you want me to tell my people that my wife rejects palm oil? They will laugh at me. They will say you are proud." Halima stayed calm, but her heart was breaking. "I am only protecting myself, Tiga. Please, understand." That evening, the quiet love turned to shouting. Tiga paced the room, his voice heavy. "This marriage cannot work if you shame me before my family," she begged. She cried. But his heart had turned. A week later, he called it off. He did not tell anyone the true reason. He only said, "It will not work." The drums stopped. The women stopped dancing. Whispers filled the air. Halima locked herself inside her room. She cried for 3 days. Her tears wet her pillow like heavy rain. Outside, the people wondered. But inside, Halima knew. She had kept the law of no palm oil. Next was Salima. Salima met Ifeanyi at NYSC camp. He noticed her first. The way her green eyes shone under the camp sun. The way her smile lit her face even when she said nothing. He laughed at everything, cracked jokes like a drum that never stopped beating. And Salima, quiet as she was, found herself laughing too. He said to her one night by the parade ground, "You are different. Your eyes, they carry stories." She smiled softly, her head bent. Maybe too many stories. Before long, he could not let her go. He asked for her hand and she agreed. Their marriage was quiet, no big drums, no crowd, but their love was real. For 1 year, their house knew peace. Laughter filled the rooms, and Salima thought she had found her forever. Then came the journey to his village. The house was full that weekend. His people cooked, women stirred pots, children ran around, men clapped each other on the back. They wanted to welcome the new wife with food. On the big wooden table, the bowl of oha soup sat, thick and rich, palm oil glowing on top like fire under the sun. The scent carried through the room. Aunties smiled, mothers nodded. "Eat, my daughter," one said, pushing the bowl closer. Salima froze. Her fingers tightened around her wrapper. She whispered to Ifeanyi beside her, "I told you, palm oil is danger." He leaned close, his smile tense. "Just a little. Don't make it a big deal. Please." She shook her head. Her voice was low but firm. "No, not even a little." Ifeanyi's smile faded. His eyes darted around. He whispered harshly, "Don't embarrass me before my people. Just eat it. Just today." Salima's chair scraped the floor as she stood. The room went silent. She turned and walked out. The soup remained untouched. That night, anger stormed their house. "I married you, not your rules," Ifeani shouted, his voice hot like fire. Salima stood by the doorway, her face wet with tears, but her voice steady. "I love you, but I will not risk my life to please anyone." Silence cut the air. They looked at each other, two hearts that once danced, now standing far apart. In the months that followed, the house grew colder. Words turned to stones. Smiles turned to silence. A year later, they divorced quietly. No fight, no noise, just the breaking of a love that could not stand the weight of one taboo. But why? Why was palm oil a danger? And what would really happen if they ate it? To answer that, we must go back to the beginning. The day the triplets were born, the rain wouldn't stop. The roof of the maternity clinic in Umuagu dripped onto the rusted floor. Lanterns flickered. Nurses moved fast. Inside the labor room, Binta screamed. She grabbed the younger nurse's wrist, her grip like iron. "Please, no palm oil," she cried, her eyes wild, her breath breaking. "Promise me, don't give them palm oil. Don't, swear it." The older nurse frowned. "Palm oil? In delivery? This woman is losing her mind." The younger one hesitated. "Madam, we are only here to help you deliver, not feed the babies." Binta pulled her closer, her nails digging into the girl's skin. Her voice dropped, shaking but firm. "If you give them palm oil, you will kill them. Swear to me." The nurses exchanged glances, their eyes wide with confusion. But the storm outside cracked like a warning. The younger nurse whispered, "I swear. I swear we won't." Binta let out one last scream. And then, the first baby slid into the world. The nurse caught her, small, slippery, but crying with strength. "Another one is coming," the older nurse shouted. Moments later, the second arrived, her cry louder, her fists clenched. Then, the third. 3 babies, 3 girls. Strong, breathing like warriors who had fought their way into life. The nurses wiped their faces, cleaned their small bodies, and then silence fell. One nurse gasped, "Ah, look, their eyes!" The lantern flickered. The newborns blinked. Their eyes were not black, not brown. They were green, lemon green, shining under the weak light as if the heavens had poured color into them. The nurses stepped back, their hands covering their mouths. "Madam, did you marry a foreigner? Where did these children come from?" Binta, weak and pale, lifted her head slowly. Her lips trembled, but her voice carried weight. "No," she whispered. "They are not from any land you know." They nodded, afraid, confused. The news didn't reach the town until 3 weeks later. Weeks passed. The rain dried. The earth in Umuagu smelled of dust again. Then, one bright morning, the triplets stepped into the sun for the first time. The road froze. Children who were playing with stones dropped them. Traders who were shouting prices swallowed their words. Men looked twice, their throats dry. Women stopped mid-sentence. 3 girls walked side by side. Their dresses were plain, nothing special, simple Ankara, neat and clean. But their eyes, green, wide, shining like deep water. Eyes that did not blink too fast, eyes that seemed to see beyond the earth. Contact lens, some boys whispered, trying to laugh. Another shook his head. Ah, they are just showing off. But days turned into weeks. Weeks became months. The eyes never changed, always green, always glowing. And one thing was noticed: they never touched palm oil, not in food, not even by mistake. Whenever soup was served, they pushed it away. Whenever yam with oil was brought, they refused. People watched, people wondered. Whispers began. Whispers became rumors. Maybe they are spirits. No, maybe their father is a white man. No, no, this is not normal at all. One early morning, as Binta walked with her daughter through the market square, Mama Ankechi, the old tailor, called out from her wooden stool. Mother of triplets! Her voice cracked, curious eyes fixed on them. These your girls. They look like they have lived before. How did they come to have such eyes? The whole place went silent, waiting for Binta's answer. Binta stopped. She turned her head slowly, her face calm but heavy, her lips tight, like she was holding a storm inside. Her voice was low, almost like a whisper. I do what I must. Then she turned away, her three daughters trailing behind her, their steps slow, their eyes unshaken. And just like that, she left the whispers behind. But the rumors grew louder. Before the triplets, Binta was not a woman of secrets. She was the most admired bride in Umuagu. She married Uche, a young teacher who loved books more than sleep. He loved Binta even more. Their first year was full of laughter. Their small room smelled of roasted groundnuts and new dreams. She cooked, he read. They prayed, they whispered. Love filled the house like fresh air. But years rolled like dry leaves in Hamatan. No child came. 2 years. 3. By the 6th year, the compound was quiet. Too quiet. Uche's family began to mock her. One Sunday, as she helped Mama Uche slice okra, the old woman hissed, Pray harder, Binta, or leave. This family needs children. Binta's hands trembled over the knife. She said nothing. Tears filled her eyes, but she wiped them before they could fall. Uche started to change. His smiles became small. His words turned cold. Family meetings became battles. Then, one afternoon, he came home with another woman. This is Ngozi, he said quietly, his eyes not meeting Binta's. She is here to help carry the family name. Within 2 months, the woman's belly swelled. Binta packed her wrapper, her heart like a cracked pot. She did not fight. She did not curse. She simply left. She walked to her aunt's house in the next town, a retired midwife, a woman who knew deep things. Her aunt watched her come in, eyes heavy with understanding. That night, while rain tapped softly on the zinc roof, her aunt spoke in a voice like slow thunder. There is a place in Nri, she said, deep in the earth, where spirits still answer. If you are ready for the burden, I can take you. Binta lifted her eyes. What kind of burden? Her aunt's eyes glistened in the lantern light. Not all children are born equal. Some come from beyond. They bring blessings, but they come with a price. Binta swallowed hard, her heart thumping. Take me, she whispered. I am ready. The old woman nodded slowly. The path had opened. The night was dark when Binta followed her aunt into the deep forest of Nri. Crickets sang, trees bent as if they were watching. In a small hut, a herbalist sat cross-legged, his chest marked with white chalk. His eyes were sharp, old like the roots of an iroko tree. Binta told him her pain, the years of waiting, the shame, the mocking, her husband leaving, her empty womb. He did not answer at once. He picked 3 cowries and dropped them on the clay floor. Clink, clink, clink. All 3 landed face up. The man lifted his head. His voice was low, heavy. You will carry 3, he said. 3 girls. They are not of this world. They will come from the other side. Binta's hands shook. 3 girls? He nodded. The eyes will show the truth. People will fear them. People will desire them. But listen, he leaned forward, his face close. Never allow palm oil to touch their tongue. If you break it, they will return. Binta's lips trembled. Return to where? The man's eyes grew darker. To where they came from. Silence filled the hut. The only sound was the night outside. Binta pressed her palms together. If this is the only way, then I accept. The herbalist blew chalk dust into the air. So shall it be. 2 months later, Binta's belly began to swell. She had no husband, no man beside her. People whispered in corners. Whose child is this? She has no husband. What is she hiding? But Binta kept quiet. She carried her shame like a pot of fire on her head, steady and heavy. When the time came, she gave birth in Umuagu clinic. The nurses screamed when they saw them. Triplets, all girls, eyes not black, not brown, green, calm, glowing like old spirits that had walked the earth before. Binta named them one by one. Halima, Salima, Zara. She looked at them, her tears mixing with her smile, her heart full of fear and love. The gift had come. The burden too. From the very day they were born, Binta kept her promise. No palm oil ever touched her pots. Her soups were green, cooked with water leaf and scent leaf, but without the red glow people loved. Her stews were pale, without the fire color. Neighbors laughed behind her. What kind of soup is this? Without oil, it looks like bath water. Binta ignored them. She cooked, her face set like stone. As the girls grew, they began to ask. Mama, Halima said one afternoon, stirring the pot, why do we never eat palm oil? Yes, Mama, Salima added. Even in school, children laugh. They say we eat sick people's food. Zara, the quiet one, only looked with her wide eyes. Binta's voice was firm. Because I said so. Do not touch palm oil. Promise me. They obeyed. They trusted their mother. But when they became women, the rule turned heavy, like chains on their feet. Halima's wedding was broken because of it. She cried for 3 days. Salima's marriage ended in anger. She packed her bag and left. And now Zara, the gentle one, the soft one, sat and watched in silence. She saw her sisters lose love because of the rule. She heard their sobs at night. She felt their pain. Her heart whispered, I don't want this life. I don't want fear. I don't want secrets. She longed for freedom, for peace, for love that was not tied to a warning she could not understand. She wanted a life where her green eyes were not a burden and her plate was not different. And deep inside, she made a quiet vow. I will not live like this forever. In Lagos, she met Chuka, a young tech founder, brilliant, kind, raised abroad, but rooted in his culture. He loved her smile, her silence, her eyes. He told her, you're the most grounded woman I've ever met. And for once, Zara allowed herself to believe maybe she could be normal. She didn't tell him about the palm oil, not because she wanted to lie, but because she was tired of fear. The day came when he invited her to meet his family. They lived in Lekki, in a large compound where laughter echoed and cousins ran barefoot. The dining table was full. Relatives, food, stories. The scent of fresh pounded yam filled the room. At the center of the table, a wide bowl of spicy palm oil sauce. Red, rich, fragrant. She sat between Chuka and his aunt. You must try the sauce. the aunt said. It's a family tradition. Zara's fingers trembled slightly. Her heartbeat skipped. Her throat went dry. She glanced at Chuka. He smiled, oblivious. You'll love it. My mom made it herself. Everyone was watching. She gave a small nod, picked a piece of meat, dipped it into the oil, and brought it to her mouth. She swallowed. For one moment, nothing. Then it came. A pain shot through her belly, sharp and cruel, twisting like a knife being turned again and again. Her hand gripped the edge of the table. Plates rattled. Her breath caught in her throat. Zara, Chuka whispered, leaning close. She gasped, her body trembling. Her lips parted, but no words came out. Her eyes flickered. The green that had always glowed began to fade. Slowly, like dye washing out of cloth, the color drained away. The green melted into brown. One aunt screamed, her voice cutting through the room. Ah, her eyes! Her eyes are changing! Panic spread. Chairs scraped. Children cried. Zara fell forward. Chuka caught her in his arms. His voice shook, desperate. Zara, stay with me. Please, stay with me. Her chest rose, once, twice, then stopped. Her hands fell limp. Her body stilled. The laughter of the house turned into wails. The bowl of palm oil sat at the center of the table, red and heavy, as if it had been waiting all along. And just like that, gentle, beautiful Zara was gone. Back in Umuagu, Halima was cleaning her face when she saw it. Her green eyes, once bright like morning, looked dim, fading like a lantern running out of oil. At that same moment, her sister Salima's voice came through the wooden door, trembling, afraid. Sister, my eyes, they are changing. Halima ran out. The two sisters stared at each other, fear burning in their chests. The glow that had once made people stop and stare was dying. They rushed to their mother. Binta was already on the floor, her wrapper loose, tears spilling down her face. She looked at them, her voice a whisper. Which of you broke the rule? Mama, not us, Halima cried. We didn't. Binta covered her face with her hands. Her voice was heavy, filled with sorrow. Then Zara is gone. That is the only way. One must return for the others to be released. The sisters froze. Their bodies shook. Their hearts cracked. Not Zara, not the gentle one. But deep inside, they knew it was true. The news carried fast, like wind through dry grass. Zara was dead. The town spoke in hushed voices, but the burial was quiet. No cameras, no crowd. Only the family, standing like broken trees around the grave. The coffin was lowered. The earth waited to close. Binta stepped forward, her hand shaking. She placed a small green bead gently on the coffin lid. Her lips moved in a whisper only the wind could hear. You have returned what was borrowed. The soil covered the wood. The grave closed. And from that day, the eyes of Halima and Salima lost their shine. No more green. No more glow. The gift was gone. Every year, when the day of Zara's death returned, the sisters locked their doors. They sat inside the house with no laughter, no music, only silence, only memory. 3 green candles stood in the center of the room, each flame burning soft and low. One for Halima, one for Salima, one for Zara, the sister who had paid the price. They sat together in the dim light, remembering her face, her smile, her gentleness, remembering the rule that chained their lives. And they knew every gift that comes from the spirit carries a hidden receipt. One day, the debt will be collected. No matter the beauty, no matter the love, the price will be paid. Moral, Every gift from the spirit comes with a hidden receipt. If you forget the terms, the debt will be collected. No matter the beauty, no matter the love. I hope you enjoyed the story. If so, please like the video, comment what you learned from the tale, share with friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more African folk tales just like this one. Thank you.